Coming up next, my review of KAJAL Homme. Stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody. This is Joel the Nose coming to you from Miami, and today I'm doing a full review of the Parisian house niche KAJAL, and this is KAJAL Homme, or KAJAL Homme. Now, this was released in 2015. This is a masculine fragrance. It's listed as masculine fragrance from KAJAL, which is predominantly a feminine perfume or fragrance maker. So this was actually their first foray into the masculine world, and I think it is kind of obvious because to me this is absolutely unisex fragrance, and actually even maybe tending a little bit more feminine, especially for the first half of the wearing. But definitely unisex. I know it's classified masculine, but women out there, if you like KAJAL and you want to try something different, try KAJAL Homme. Again, this is 2015 release, Parisian house. It's classified as a oriental woody eau de parfum. This is part of their classic collection. It's one of 3 fragrances. The other 2 are listed as feminine. This is listed as masculine, as I said. And the nose behind this is Christian Carbonnel. You've probably heard his name recently. Steve from Redolescence, one of his fragrances, or actually maybe a few of them have been created or made by Christian Carbonnel. So, interestingly, a little backstory, KAJAL is an Indian word. It's also a, I guess, Arabic word, and it references, I guess, femininity or, you know, feminine qualities. So, again, I think that's why this masculine fragrance tends to be more unisex or feminine. Okay, top notes listed: Cassis, grapefruit, Mandarin, and by the way, Cassis comes from the black currant. So if you've ever had, like, say, black currant liqueur, that's kind of like a dark grape. It's syrupy, it's sweet. The heart notes are Bois, Gaiac, Cardamom, orange blossom, and Cashmeran. And the base notes are oud, musk, patchouli, sandalwood, tonka bean, and vanilla. Okay, so let's just get right into this. I will give a little spray here so you can see my reaction. Okay, I got it. And I like the color of the juice, by the way. You can see it here. It's got a good, deep, rich, amber-looking color. So I like the look of that. Here we go. So, my first reaction is, this is very powerful. Oh, and I actually want to start something new here. I forgot this. When I research and I go to the website and I look for information on a fragrance, I want to see, I think what's very important is looking what they were trying to create. Like anything, in any type of product, you look at kind of the mission statement, you look at what they were trying to do, and then at the end I will give my reactions whether I thought they were successful. So how they classify or how they describe this fragrance is, it says it's for the man who is charming, sincere, charismatic. It is rich, graceful, sleek, and sexy. That's how they describe this fragrance. So I will let you know at the end whether I think they achieved that goal, because that's very important. How can you grade something unless you know they succeeded in what they were going for? Okay, back to the smell. Very powerful, very syrupy, very sweet, very juicy at the top. Much like a black currant grape, I feel like kind of bursting with flavor, which is the Cassis. So I get a little bit of grapefruit. I don't get much Mandarin at the top here, but I do get a dollop of grapefruit with mostly Cassis and black currant. And I do get a little bit of that Gaiac wood because it's coming through as a little bit smoky to me. Almost like a little smoky wood that's just kind of lingering below the surface. But it's definitely a Cassis-dominated top. And as I said before, because of that sweetness, it is a little bit more feminine. And I think, again, since this is their first foray into the masculine fragrance world, it doesn't surprise me that this lends to be a little bit more feminine or unisex. Now, this Cassis smell, for those who haven't smelled it before, it kind of reminds me of saffron. So if you like saffron, you're going to like this. This reminds me of a lot of other fragrances that are very popular right now that use saffron, so it has a very familiar smell. I think it's generally going to be very pleasing or kind of safe for most people. It doesn't kind of seem very, they're not taking a bold risk with this fragrance. Now, after about an hour, the citrus is all gone. So the grapefruit, which was barely there, and the mandarin, which I didn't really smell, was all gone, and it was all cassis at that point. And after 2 hours, also the cassis was still dominating, and I wasn't really getting the heart notes. I will say this is one of my, I guess, problems with this fragrance. It's very pleasant. It's very nice. It smells great. It's very safe. It's a little bit pedestrian for me. I like things, and when I saw the note breakdown, I thought, wow, this thing could be really interesting. But the heart notes, I gotta say, I other than the Gaiac, which I got at the top with a little of the smoky wood, I didn't really get the Cardamom, I didn't get the orange blossom or the Cashmeran. And then when it goes to the base, it seems like it completely skipped the base. And the base then still had the cassis, and it had the sandalwood, it had vanilla. I never really got the oud, to be honest with you. It must be just a touch of oud. Maybe it's more of a complementary note, but I didn't really get it. Patchouli, again, didn't really stick out for me. I got more of the sandalwood, but I got a little bit of a powdery, kind of creamy-esque feel, and definitely got a little bit of sweetness from the Tonka bean and the vanilla, which always come across very similar to me. So, I don't think this was very complex. I think it's a very safe fragrance. I think it smells, again, very cassis or very saffron-like. I will say this. This lasted, actually, because I had it on this hand from this morning. This lasted on my skin. It's going on 11 hours now, and I can still smell it pretty strongly on my skin. So, high longevity. Projection was just okay. A good couple hours, which is most fragrances, and then it was mostly a skin scent. But it did last on my skin, and it's going on 11 hours at this point. So that's very good. Anyways, so here's my, I guess, final judgment. Did it achieve its goal of coming across as a fragrance where a man who is charming, sincere, charismatic, rich, graceful, sleek, and sexy? I gotta say, I don't think it achieved that goal. I think this comes across as a man who is safe, who is kind of goes with the flow, who wants something nice, but doesn't want to be bold, doesn't necessarily want to be charismatic, is going to be more of a safe kind of by the rules type of guy. So because of that, and because I'm judging these fragrances now based on how they want us to perceive them, I'm going to have to say I don't think they quite achieved it here. I do think a lot of people like this. I think, again, it's very pleasing. There's nothing wrong with it. It's long lasting. There's a lot of good qualities, but judging it on their own criterion, I don't think they succeeded. So there you have it. If you have any comments, if you smelled it before, please leave it. I'd love to hear what you think. By the way, I got this at Scent Explorer in New York. Very nice people, and again, I have some other fragrances, some feminine ones I'm going to try later. Subscribe if you're thinking about it. I really appreciate it, please. For those of you who have not subscribed yet, I really honestly do appreciate everyone who's subscribed already, and for those who are taking the time to watch this video out of your busy day. This is Joel the Nose, coming to you from Miami. Joel the Nose, and I hope everyone's having a great day. We'll talk to you soon.